we've been talking a lot about quarterbacks. And I thought of something this morning about one quarterback who is going to be due for a new contract after the 2024 regular season ends. And remember, that's the rule, dating back to the 2011 CBA. Before that, you could renegotiate contracts after 2 years. The 2011 CBA, for draft picks, you have to wait 3 years. And the way it's written, you are eligible for a second contract at the conclusion of the third regular season. And I've been waiting for someone who becomes eligible for a new contract at the conclusion of the third regular season to get the contract before the playoff game. And I think that's particularly relevant to Brock Purdy. And it's relevant to the 49ers. You know, you could say, well, the 49ers don't want to do this. Why wouldn't you want to do it if you're the 49ers? And what I'm getting at is this. Have a contract ready to go with Brock Purdy as soon as this regular season ends. An offer that gets put on the table, and they know it's coming, and here it is. As soon as the regular season is over, here's your offer, and you can accept it, you can get your financial security, and you can shift the injury risk to us as soon as this postseason. You don't have to get through any playoff games. Because what it ordinarily would be is, hey, you finish your third year, now we'll consider signing you to a new contract. That happened with Joe Burrow. It happened with Justin Herbert. It happened with Trevor Lawrence. Hasn't happened with Tua. Didn't happen with Dak. But when we consider the fact that the price is always going to go up, and we consider the fundamental consideration here, the guy just wants to get his reward. Is it ever going to be cheaper than it would be if the 49ers would do it as soon as the regular season ends? And Purdy would be more inclined to take it then. And you can couch it. If you're the 49ers, and I've looked at the CBA on this, there's nothing that stops the 49ers and Purdy's agent from talking about this. They can negotiate this. They just can't do it until the regular season ends. So they can have everything ready to go, and Purdy knows it's coming, and Purdy wants it. He wants his financial security as soon as he can get it. And the 49ers should want to give it to him as soon as they can, because it's always going to get more expensive. I mean, think of it this way. If you wait until after the playoffs, okay, how much time do you have before Dak Prescott gets his new deal, whether from the Cowboys or becomes a free agent? There's going to be other quarterbacks that get new contracts. That pressure is going to keep pushing higher and higher and higher. We've seen it over the past 4 or 5 weeks between Jared Goff and more recently, Trevor Lawrence. So I think that Purdy could be, and maybe should be, the first one to get his second contract right after the regular season ends and before the playoffs start, assuming the 49ers make the playoffs. I don't think that's a stretch. They don't make the playoffs, it's a non-issue. But the whole idea is swoop in and get it done while he's in a position where he's carrying that injury risk. And look what happened to him 2 years ago. NFC Championship game. What happened? He had that elbow injury. He knows what can happen. He's lived it. He's endured it. So this is a way to do right by him and to do right by yourself. Because, again, it's never going to be cheaper than it is the first moment you can sign him. It's only going to go up. It's only going to get more expensive unless you want to bet against your guy. Unless your attitude is, let's see you deal with the injury risk. Let's see if you're healthy on the other side of this postseason. That's just not a way to run a football team. That's not a way to believe in your guys. You want to believe in your guys. You want to bet on your guys. You don't want to bet against your guys. So I thought of that this morning, and it's something I'm going to be paying attention to. Will the 49ers sign Brock Purdy after the regular season ends, but before the first playoff game? Now, if they get the bye in the NFC, that gives them even more time to get a deal done. And it makes it even more sensible to get a deal done. So keep an eye on that, because he's the guy. And I said this on PFT Live recently. I don't want to hear how Brock Purdy's getting screwed this year. There's nothing he can do about it. He's not getting screwed by the team. He's getting screwed by the system. And think about this. If he hadn't been drafted in the last spot of the 2022 draft, and if he'd signed with the 49ers as an undrafted free agent, he would have been eligible for his new contract after 2 years. That's all the more reason for the 49ers to be ready to take care of this as soon as the 2024 regular season ends. We'll see if they do. We'll see if they do. Somebody needs to do it. And I don't know how the league would feel about it. This gets back to collusion, and the management council frowns on this and frowns on that. I think it just makes sense to smile at the possibility of getting this deal done before he has to play in a playoff game, because I think maybe they can get themselves a better deal. And I think that Brock Purdy would be inclined to say yes. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.